Welcome back. Thank you for coming. I'm so glad that you returned so that we can continue to look at what it means to be and take the side of kindness. Today, I want to tell you the story about a couple named Mike and Molly. Mike and Molly have two children, one boy and one girl. And every morning, Molly would get up to get breakfast ready for her husband so that he could go off to work with a good food in his mouth. One morning, Molly overslept and she quickly got up real fast to go down to the kitchen to fix her husband his breakfast and she burnt the toast. Well, Mike got up. He was a little late too, but he went down into the kitchen to get his breakfast and he found the burnt toast, and that's what he had for breakfast. He was a little upset to start his day with the burnt toast. He was mad at his wife, but he didn't want to take it out on her. So what did he do? His son came down and asked his father for the car keys after work so that he could go out with his friends. Father turned and said to him, "Absolutely not." Well, it wasn't like the father was mad at his son, he was mad at his wife, but he took it out on his son. The son was upset at his father, but it wasn't going to take it out on him. So when his sister came to the table and showed her brother the wonderful work that she did in her homework the night before, her brother got his pen, started scribbling all over this her homework. Well, she was pretty upset and she started to cry, but she wanted to take it out on someone, but she wasn't going to take it out on her brother. So what happened? The dog came along. She kicked the dog. She took it out on the dog. And then what happened after that? Well, was the dog going to take it out on somebody? Yes, he was. Took it out on the mailman, which happens a lot, I guess. And the mailman then got mad at the dog. But what did he do? He got home and he took it out on his wife. And thus continued the pattern of passing on the hurt. And yada, yada, yada. And so the story goes. Now, can we relate that to our own story? If you experience anger or resentment, instead of absorbing the pain or letting the pain transform you or speaking honestly to the person who hurt you, have you instead passed on that hurt and that pain to that other person? And it's like if you're having a bad day, do you often feel that everybody around you better not be having a good one? Because you'll take care of that, by golly, you'll take care of that. And sometimes I wonder if, people who are suffering today and are in pain, instead of absorbing it or doing something positive with it, what happens? We pass it on. We pass on that pain or that hurt instead of absorbing it. And sometimes I think that maybe, would that be what sin is all about? It's the passing on of hurt or anger or resentment, or playing the victim, or not allowing the hurt to transform us to become a better person. Kindness is not related at all to the passing on of hurt, but instead, kindness is about absorbing it and ending that cycle of negativity. So I have some homework for you to do this week. I'd like you to look up the passage Ephesians chapter 4, verse 30 and 31. Okay, again, Ephesians chapter 4, verses 30 to 31. There's a beautiful passage in there. Get rid of all bitterness, all rage, and all anger, all harsh words, slander, and malice of every kind. And in place of these, be kind to one another, compassionate and mutually forgiving, just as God in Christ has forgiven you. I'd like you to study, read, and pray on that passage, Ephesians 4, verse 30 to 31, and think about what part of this passage do you find the most challenging. And then second question, Is there someone or some situation that challenges your kindness? And can you think of what you can do to change your attitude or help in that situation? Okay, those are two good things to think about this week, and I look forward to sharing with you again next week.